Shocking confession from Yaman. In a recent TV interview, actor Yaman opened up like never before. With tears in his eyes, he publicly admitted that he lost Demet Özdemir because of a serious mistake he made in the past. It all began during the filming of Daydreamer, when a love story blossomed between them that went beyond fiction. It was intense, unique, and deeply marked, Can. He said it himself. I've had many relationships, but what I had with Demet was special. Our connection was magical, but that story ended abruptly. Can confessed that while he was still with Demet, he secretly met an ex-partner, also an actress. They had dinner, went to a nightclub in Papastu, and the next morning, compromising photos appeared in the media. Upon seeing them, Demet ended the relationship and cut all contact. Years later, Ken expressed deep regret. I made a huge mistake. I wish I could go back to that night and change everything. If I hadn't done it, maybe we'd still be together. I still love her and would do anything to win her back. His words quickly went viral. Can is still in love. He apologized to Demet. Is there a second chance? Now, all eyes are on Demet Özdemir. Will she respond? Will love be rekindled? In the noisy world of media and social networks, Demet Özdemir has stayed firm and authentic. Despite endless gossip and links to her past, especially with Can, she has moved forward with grace, intelligence, and a unique inner strength. Demet has evolved. She's no longer just the lead in a beloved romance. She's a mature actress, ambitious with artistic depth. But the public often locks celebrities into old romantic roles. Yet Demet is real. She has the right to grow, change, and protect her privacy. It's sad that many still define her by a past relationship. That's unfair. She has built a strong career, accepted more complex roles, and kept a genuine connection with her audience. Being a young, successful free woman in a world ready to judge takes courage. Demet hasn't responded with scandal or anger. She's chosen silence, emotional maturity, and action over headlines. Those who criticize her often do so out of discomfort, because she represents what many wish they were: grounded, genuine, accomplished. Let's not forget her talent. She's not just a beautiful face, she's a bold performer, unafraid to take risks and change direction. Every project bears her unique imprint. What she shared with Can was special, but it doesn't define her. It's time to stop comparing her or tying her to the past. She's a complete independent woman who doesn't need former love stories to justify her success. Demet is a role model for many young women. She turns a pain into strength, walks forward with confidence without hiding. Let those who don't see her greatness keep judging. We who admire her journey know her best is yet to come. There are critics too, not just for her past with Can, but also for her personal choices. Some suggest rivalry with Özge Gürel, linking her presence in Can's life to some contradiction in Demet's intentions. It shows how people still try to define her through others. Lastly, some say her smile hides pain, but even these critiques reflect admiration. Her life is under constant scrutiny, and people project their own expectations onto her. Yaman's situation raises questions about his future. His career doesn't seem to have the same resonance as Demet's, who has become a global icon thanks to her presence on platforms like Netflix. Can, on the other hand, is more recognized in certain regions, and his challenge will be expanding his influence globally. Will there be a decline in Yaman's career? The answer is not simple. If Can decides to follow a path similar to Demet's, he could find his place on the international stage, consolidating a more genuine personal brand, away from promotion tours, and more focused on authentic interaction with his followers. In summary, Demet Özdemir has achieved what many actors desire: to become a global icon while maintaining her authenticity. If Yaman can follow a similar path, he could become the hero of his story, benefiting both himself and his fans. Career or relationship? With success, Yaman's relationship with his fans shifted from genuine friendship to a commercial process. Genuine relationship or distancing for high-budget transactions? This dilemma intensified with international productions. Although his fame grew in Italy and Spain, his connection with the local audience weakened. The images of melancholic looks in leather jackets went viral, but interaction dropped. The paradoxical truth: loneliness under the spotlight. Fame often brings the greatest loneliness. However, there are also criticisms and doubts about the situation between them, especially when some fans question Can's loyalty and the choices he makes in his life. An interesting comment highlights that if he got married, who knows if he'd be faithful, pointing to Khan's lifestyle and his well-known relationship with fun and freedom. In this sense, it can be thought that Demet, despite her love, may never have been Khan's only priority, and this could have caused some wear in their relationship. Sometimes, the expectation of commitment from fans and the media can be overwhelming, and although Demet has shown herself to be understanding and loyal, love is not always enough when external circumstances affect a couple's dynamics. Beyond the criticisms, it is also possible to see Demet as a woman who has managed to stay true to herself and her principles without being swayed by the pressures of the entertainment world. Despite the constant attention she receives, Demet doesn't seem to be the type of person who is affected by other people's judgments. In the comments of her followers, there are those who highlight Demet's authenticity, mentioning that even though others may interpret her as naive, her ability to stand firm in her beliefs is admirable. For many people, Demet represents the woman who fights for what she believes in, who doesn't let others influence her, and who stays loyal to her own truth, even when that means making difficult decisions. However, there are also those who criticize her, not only for her relationship with Khan, but for the decisions she has made in her personal life. Some comments, such as those mentioning that she had a relationship with Khan and now is with Özge Gürel, suggest a sort of rivalry or conflict between the women around her, especially when comparisons between their relationships and the loyalty Demet has shown towards her ex-partner come to light. Some comments, such as those mentioning that she had a relationship with Khan and now is with Özge Gürel, suggest a sort of rivalry or conflict between the women around her, especially when comparisons between their relationships and the loyalty Demet has shown towards her ex-partner come to light. Özge Gürel's presence in Khan's life, even after his separation from Demet, is a topic that continues to generate speculation and, for some, represents a contradiction in Demet's intentions. Some comments, such as those mentioning that she had a relationship with Khan and now is with Özge Gürel, suggest a sort of rivalry or conflict between the women around her, especially when comparisons between their relationships and the loyalty Demet has shown towards her ex-partner come to light. Özge Gürel's presence in Khan's life, even after his separation from Demet, is a topic that continues to generate speculation and for some represents a contradiction in Demet's intentions. One of the most critical observations relates to Demet's public image. Many of her fans see her as a woman who keeps a smile despite hardships, which can be interpreted as a sign of strength, but also as a facade to hide the pain or insecurities she faces in her personal life. However, it's important to note that although the comments may seem harsh, the criticisms also come from an admiration for her work and her courage to move forward despite adversity. Her life, like that of many public figures, is exposed to constant scrutiny, and people tend to project their own expectations onto her happiness and well-being.